Hi, everyone.
Thanks for coming back to English Over Tea. Real conversations, real English. That's what we do here.
I'm Anna.
And I'm Dan. Great to have you with us. Anna, guess what? I finally started that big home renovation project. I'm having the builders come in next week because we are going to enlarge the kitchen into the garden.
Wait, you're going to enlarge the kitchen into the garden?
Yeah, we're knocking down the back wall and pushing it out by about 3 meters. The kitchen is going to be so much bigger.
Dan, if you are pushing the room out into the garden, you aren't enlarging it. You are extending it.
Extending it? Expanding it? Enlarging it? Stretching it? Aren't they basically the same thing? They all just mean making something bigger.
They're close, but they feel very different. And that's what we're talking about today. The difference between extend, expand, stretch, and enlarge.
Oh, this sounds useful. If you're enjoying learning with us, subscribe so you don't miss our episodes. So Anna, if I say I want to extend my kitchen versus expand my kitchen, what do you think the difference is?
They do both involve making the kitchen bigger, but the feeling is completely different. Both words are super common, but native speakers feel a big difference between them. And once you feel it, you'll never mix them up again.
Okay, I'm listening.
Let's start with the first two, because they're the ones people mix up the most in business and daily life: extend and expand. Here is the core difference. Think of extend as making something longer in one direction. It's linear. Think of a straight line and you are just pulling the end of that line to make it go further.
Okay, a straight line getting longer, like a road.
Exactly. You extend a road. The city is extending the highway by 10 miles. It's getting longer in one physical direction.
That makes sense. So back to my kitchen. I am pulling the back wall further out into the garden in one direction. So I'm extending the kitchen. I'm building an extension.
You've got it. See the difference? You are making it longer. Now, the absolute most common way we use extend isn't actually for physical things like roads or kitchens. It's for time.
Time, like extending a deadline?
Perfect. Imagine time is a long, straight line. If you push the end of that line further away, you have more time. You extend a deadline. You extend a meeting. If our podcast is supposed to be 20 minutes, but we keep talking for 30 minutes, we have extended the episode.
Or if I go on vacation to Tokyo and I love it so much that I change my flight to stay another week, I extended my trip.
Yes, you made the time longer. You extended your visa. You extended your holiday. See how natural that sounds?
I really feel it now. Extend is about length or time getting longer. So what about expand? If extend is a line, what is expand?
If extend is a line getting longer, expand is a balloon getting bigger in all directions. It's about volume, area, or scope increasing. It doesn't just go in one straight line, it grows out from the center, becoming wider and fuller.
Oh, like when water freezes into ice, it expands. It gets bigger in every direction.
Exactly. It takes up more physical space. But just like extend, we use expand mostly for abstract things. Think about a business.
Okay, so if I have a small coffee shop in London and I decide to open 3 new coffee shops in Paris, Berlin, and Rome, I'm expanding my business.
Perfect. Because it's not just getting longer in one direction. Your business is growing in scale, reach, and size. It's getting wider. You expand your business. You expand your vocabulary when you learn new English words.
I love that. Expanding your vocabulary means your knowledge is growing in all directions. So let me see if I understand. If the CEO says we need to extend our operations, that sounds wrong?
It usually sounds a bit strange. If a company wants to grow and reach new markets, they want to expand their operations. But if the CEO says, we need to extend the meeting for 15 minutes to talk about our expansion, that is perfect.
Extend the meeting because it's time, expand the business because it's growing in size. That actually makes so much sense.
Let me show you how this works in real life. Imagine it's Monday morning at work. Your boss comes in and says the new software project is taking too long. You need until Friday instead of Wednesday. What do you ask for?
I ask to extend the deadline. I need the timeline to be longer.
Exactly. Now, same Monday morning, the boss says the software project is going great, but she wants you to add 3 entirely new features that weren't in the original plan. What is she doing to the project?
She is expanding the scope of the project. It's growing bigger and covering more areas.
You've got it. Now you feel the difference. Extend is the straight line, expand is the balloon.
Extend is a line, expand is a balloon. I like that. So if I stretch something, wait, we still have stretch and enlarge to cover. I feel like enlarge is also just making things bigger. And stretch is what I do when I wake up in the morning.
Well, you aren't wrong, but there's a very specific feeling to stretch and enlarge that makes them completely unique.
I can't wait to hear this.
Let's dive right into stretch. You mentioned earlier waking up and stretching in the morning.
Yes, I do. Reaching my arms up high and pushing my legs out.
And what happens to your muscles when you do that? You are pulling them. You are applying tension. And that brings us to the core difference. Stretch means to make something longer or wider by pulling it. And often it implies there's a limit. It has a feeling of elasticity.
Elasticity, like a rubber band.
Exactly like a rubber band. You stretch a rubber band, you pull it. But if you stretch it too much, what happens?
It breaks, snap.
Right. Stretch always carries this feeling of tension, of pushing something to its limit, or even slightly past its comfortable limit. If you buy a sweater that is slightly too small, you might try to stretch it to make it fit.
Oh, I've done that. I've washed a wool sweater, put it on while it's wet, and pulled the sleeves hard to stretch them out. It works, but it feels forceful.
Forceful is a great word for it. Now, just like extend and expand, native speakers use stretch for abstract things all the time. Think about money.
Stretching money. Oh, I know this one. When you don't have a lot of money left until your next paycheck, you have to stretch your budget.
Perfect. You have a fixed amount of money and you're trying to make it last longer than it naturally wants to. You are pulling it, applying tension to your finances. You stretch your budget.
That makes so much sense. What about the truth? Can you stretch the truth? I feel like I've heard that phrase.
Stretch the truth is a fantastic idiom. These are fixed phrases. It means you are taking the facts and pulling them a little bit. You aren't completely lying, but you are exaggerating. You are pushing the truth to its absolute limit.
Wow, I caught a fish this big. No, Dan, you caught a tiny fish. You are stretching the truth.
Exactly. And what about when you take on way too many projects at work and say yes to too many social events?
Ah, I'm stretching myself too thin. Another great phrase. It means I have a limited amount of energy and time, like a limited amount of dough for a pizza, and I'm pulling it so wide that it's going to tear.
Yes, you feel the tension. So if your boss asks you to expand the project, you might say, I can't, I'm already stretched too thin. See how natural that sounds?
Ah, I love how those words play together. Expanding is about growing the scope safely, but stretching implies I'm hitting my breaking point. I really feel the difference. Expand feels positive or neutral. Stretch feels tight and stressful.
Beautifully put. Now let's look at the final word, enlarge. This one is much more specific.
Enlarge. Large means big, so make big.
Make big, yes, but specifically, enlarge usually means to make something bigger in a proportional way, maintaining its exact shape. It almost always involves a physical or mechanical process. Think about a copy machine.
A copy machine. Oh, right. You put a small piece of paper in and you press the button to enlarge the document. It prints a bigger version of the exact same text.
Precisely, you enlarge a document. What about photography?
If I have a great photo on my phone and I want to put it on my living room wall, I take it to a print shop and ask them to enlarge the photo so I can frame it.
Perfect. Enlarge a photo. Enlarge a document. We also hear it in medical contexts, unfortunately.
Like an enlarged heart?
Yes, an enlarged heart or an enlarged gland. It means an organ has grown larger than its normal, healthy size. But let's focus on the everyday uses.
Okay, so I wouldn't say expand a photo.
You wouldn't. If you expand a photo, it sounds like you are adding more scenery to the edges of the picture that wasn't there before. If you want the exact same picture, just in a bigger size, you enlarge it. And what if I stretch the photo?
If you stretch the photo on your computer, you grab one edge and pull it. The people in the photo will look really wide and completely distorted.
That's true. Stretching it ruins the proportions. Enlarging it keeps it looking correct, just a bigger size.
So let's bring it back to your kitchen from the very beginning of the episode.
Right, my big home renovation project. You said you were going to enlarge the kitchen into the garden. Why does that sound a little strange now?
Because I am not a copy machine. I'm not taking a picture of my kitchen and printing a bigger, proportional version of the exact same room. I am pulling the back wall out in one single direction.
Exactly. So you are...
I am extending the kitchen. I'm building an extension.
Yes. Or if you're making the entire footprint of the house bigger on all four sides, adding new rooms and making the whole structure wider, you could say you are expanding the house.
But if I just push the wall out, it's extending. If I make the whole house wider and bigger all around, it's expanding. And if I pull the walls until they break under pressure, I'm stretching the house.
Let's hope your builders don't stretch your house. That would be a major disaster.
They might stretch my budget, though.
Oh, very clever. See, you are putting tension on your budget. Now, here's your speed check. One simple question for each scenario to see if you feel the difference.
Okay, I'm ready.
Scenario 1. You are organizing a huge birthday party. You originally invited 10 people, but now you want to invite 30 people. Hire a live band and rent a bigger hall. What are you doing to the party?
Well, I'm not just making the party longer in time, I'm growing the whole size and scope of the event. It's getting bigger in all directions, like a balloon. So I am expanding the guest list and expanding the party.
Perfect. You expand the scope. Scenario 2. You're taking a fitness class and the instructor tells you to reach for your toes and hold it for 10 seconds. What are you doing to your hamstrings?
Oh, I am pulling them. There's definitely tension there. I am pushing them to their limit. So I am stretching my muscles.
Exactly. You stretch your muscles. Scenario 3. You have a tiny passport photo, but you need a giant poster of your face for a funny billboard. You take it to the print shop. What do you ask them to do?
I need the exact same image, just proportionately bigger. I don't want it pulled or horribly distorted. So I ask them to enlarge the photo.
Spot on. You enlarge the image. Scenario 4. Your vacation was supposed to end on Friday, but you love the beach so much that you pay the airline to change your flight to Sunday. What did you do to your vacation?
Time is like a straight line. I am pulling the end of that line further away to give myself more days. I extended my vacation.
You've got it. See how easy that is when you feel the core meaning of the words?
That's such a simple check. Extend is the line, expand is the balloon, stretch is the rubber band, and enlarge is the copy machine.
I love that visual summary. It is the perfect way to remember them. Let's review one more common mistake before we wrap up. Sometimes people say, I want to enlarge my business. Why does that sound unnatural?
Because a business isn't a physical document or a photo. You aren't just putting it in a copy machine. A business grows in complexity, new markets, and new products. It's the balloon, so you expand a business.
Exactly. And what if someone says, I need to stretch the deadline until next Friday?
Well, wait. Stretching implies tension and pulling something to its breaking point. Deadlines are just time, and time is a straight line, so it should be extend the deadline.
Right. You can occasionally say stretch a deadline in very casual, specific situations where you are implying it's going to cause a lot of stress and you will barely finish the work. But the standard professional phrase is definitely extend the deadline.
This is so helpful. I feel like my vocabulary hasn't just been extended, it has been completely expanded.
Very well used. All right, let's go over the key points one last time.
I'll start. Extend means to make something longer in space or time. It's linear. You extend a road, you extend a deadline, or you build an extension on a house.
Expand means to grow larger in volume, size, or scope. It goes in all directions. You expand a business, water expands when it freezes, or you expand your vocabulary.
Stretch means to pull something to make it longer or wider, usually with tension or force. It has a limit. You stretch a rubber band, you stretch your muscles, or you stretch your budget when money's tight.
And finally, enlarge means to make something physically bigger while keeping its exact proportions. You enlarge a photograph, enlarge a document on a screen, or have an enlarged organ medically.
4 words that basically mean make bigger, but 4 completely different feelings and uses. I can't believe I was mixing these up before.
It really isn't that hard once you feel it, and that's the whole point. Don't memorize rules. Feel the difference.
Extend the line, expand the balloon, stretch the rubber band, enlarge the copy. I will never forget that.
Before we go, we want to hear from you. What's a time you had to stretch your budget, or maybe a time you expanded your knowledge about a new topic? You can write something like, I stretched my budget last month to buy a new laptop, or I am expanding my English vocabulary right now.
Yeah, tell us in the comments. We'd love to read about your experiences. And if you haven't yet, tell us what topics you want us to cover next.
If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe to English Over Tea and give it a like and share it with a friend who's learning English.
Remember, it's not about being perfect. It's about being brave enough to try. Learning a language is a journey, not a race.
You're doing so much better than you think. Keep going. Every word you learn opens a new door to someone's world. Take care, everyone.
Stay curious, everyone. See you in the next episode. Bye-bye.